So this is going to be one of my regular episodes of my knitting adventures, what I've been working on, and only one finished object. And it will cover last 6 weeks when I was in the hospital. And you will see I haven't been able to do that much. So hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my very small place on the internet where I talk about anything related to my knitting life, my knitting adventures, and several different projects I have around the knitting world or within the knitting world. My name is Isabelle, I am in Normandy. And if you've already been here and if you've seen the previous video, you know that I have been away for 5 weeks. I've been to the hospital for a major surgery and then I've been to a rehabilitation center. When in the hospital, I could not knit at all, but I did knit in the rehab center, and sometimes out of frustration and out of sleepless nights. When I look at all that I have done so that's almost 5 weeks now since I've been away. 6 weeks tomorrow, 6 weeks tomorrow. I haven't done that much compared to what I have been used to be doing in the past. And I think it's because I am very tired. I am physically tired and I am mentally tired. I think for the almost 2 weeks I've been home now, a week and a half I've been home now, I have knit 3 times, and one time includes my knitting session yesterday I had with a knitting friend. So you see, I haven't been doing much. I have been doing meaningful things. So I have been knitting on projects that were of some importance to me, that were dear to my heart, and I wanted to be taking with me to the hospital and have this kind of memory and try to make good memories while knitting. I did success, not all the time. So if that is of any interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, my next finished object, and I think I know why Onyx came back home running to the house, because it's been raining a lot right now, so you may see changes in the light outside. So, and you may hear the rain, and we are on a Thursday. I'm supposed to be posting this video tomorrow. I hope I will have enough time to edit. Anyway. First finished object, completely finished object. You had seen already one sock. These are the socks for Theo, my second son. And I've been using inspiration from Summerlee's free patterns. And so this is the third one. The ombre yarn is Lang Yawool yarn. And the plain color ones is just the regular. So it's Yawool twist. I'm not sure. I will look again and write it either on the screen or anyway it's in my project. And I have to make pictures for my projects. My pictures are not up to date. And the plain color is the regular Yawool yarn. So these yarns were recommended to me by people in Atelier Paulin because there are some when I went there for knitting sessions and knitting days. And since they recommended me with the Lang yarn, I still have a lot of yarn that I'm going to be using for myself and experimented with different situations, different patterns and stuff like that, different needle sizes, so that I can find my own recipe. One of them talked to me about the Regia sock yarn, so I may at some point, once I've finished all the Lang yarns, I may finish that. So I, to block them, I just put them in the washing machine the way my sons will be and doing, and let them dry flat. So you see I have to do a little bit of work, because when it went in the washing machine, I guess things fiddled around or got caught in my other clothes. So okay, anyway, so this one is for Theo. So he said that either if I want to send them to him, that's just fine, or I may just wait, because he's requested mittens with the leftover blue yarn I have from his scarf and a beanie that is asked that is asked last year. So I may make him the mittens. We've chosen a pattern together. I will check again with him if he still wants this one. And maybe either I wait for him to come for Christmas and I give them to him, or I will send them out. Anyway, I have to decide what what I do with the socks, if I send them out or not. Okay, talking about socks, I'm going to show you a half finished object. It's a sock for myself that I need over a sleepless night of pain when I was at the rehab center. And I finished it yesterday, knitting with my knitting friend when we met yesterday for a knitting session. And she was kind enough to come and pick me up, because I can't drive yet. Come and pick me up, and we went to a nice Korean restaurant. So you may have seen pictures, or I may place them out here. So I am going to experiments for socks for myself. As I said, different needle sizes, so I went down the needle size. I kept the same number of stitches. I did not do any ribbing on the foot to see how the sock is on in plain stockinette and stuff like that. I used Summerly shorties. I'm not sure I recall the name, but I will place it on the screen. It's also a free pattern. What I did not do is what the color changes she did at the heel, but I did a regular heel flap and gusset. I really like the way it fits. And as she showed, a double color at the top of the sock, at the ankle, these are shorties, and double color at the tip of the sock. And I decided to do the reverse, so keep the yellow on the outside and the pink on the inside. And this is leftover from my eldest son, I think, sock, or my youngest one, I don't recall. Anyway, so these are the same yarn. So I'm going to do the other one, because this I need all the way up to here, in between maybe 11 o'clock, when I started to consider I was not going to be sleeping at all, up to 5:30 in the morning. And so to have a better memory in this sock, I decided to finish it with my friend at a nice restaurant. So I'm going to be using all my leftovers that way. I may at some point make cables or lace on the sock. I think with plain stockinette, I need to go down on my stitch count. On my ankle, it's fine, but you see, of course, I did twisted ribs. I prefer twisted ribs. So I did twisted ribs, and it's a bit big. It's okay on my foot, and I will see after washing it. But next time, if I want to do plain stockinette, or at least a pattern that is not that snug as cables or as ribs on the foot, I will have to go down for some stitch counts for my foot. We'll see what I'll do. I think it's easy to look at lace patterns or cable patterns and place them on the socks. It's quite easy once you know your own recipe. Okay, I'm waiting for some groceries delivery, so we may get interrupted. and I'm not sure what I'm going to be talking about next. Maybe my Gallant sweater, because this is the one I've been working on, and the only thing other the tip of the sock, the only thing I've been working on since I've been home. And you are going to be seeing that I have not done much on my Gallant sweater. I'm almost at the end of the second sleeve. This is all I could do. That much since I've been home. So this sweater is I did not bring it with me because I did not want to be bringing Nutiden and working with this project that has already been quite bulky and anyway, this sweater is the Gallant sweater by Kadri that I'm modifying a lot because I don't like when stockinette rolls up or rolls down. So on the neckline, I did a double neckband. I sewed it, what I had already done, and I am going to redo the tip of the first sleeve that I knit, and I am going to redo the bottom of the sweater that I made also a double knitting, but it's flaring out. So what I'm going to do on this sleeve is use a smaller needle size to knit the double part that I'm going to be sewing so that it's a bit smaller and it's going to be a bit more snug, looking on the continuity of the part of the knit or the project. So this sweater I made with Nutiden yarn that one of you gave me in the Val colorway, which is a bright blue that I love. You may hear the rain again. Bright blue that I love. And I'm pairing it with Lang mohair, the one that has 30 or 40% silk in it. I will write the colorways, but anyway, my project is up to date except for the pictures that I have to take. And this makes a very beautiful marled fabric that I love in this color that I love, and I think that suits me. So this sweater, once it's finished, I'm going to be able to wear with most of my wardrobe that is either on the neutral color side or on the dark blue or other type of blue colors. And I think I'm gonna be loving it and wearing it a lot. This is what I try to motivate myself with in finishing it, because I told you I have very low energy, and I've been forcing myself to knit on it, even though sometimes we have to force ourselves for a little bit, right? But I want it to be finished, but I'm lacking the energy and the not the mojo, maybe the mojo as you would say, but I'm more lacking the energy, and I take long naps, so it eats a lot of my day. Okay, not sure I recall I said the Gallant sweater was by Kadri, and I chose the mohair version just for the gauge and the calculations, so that I do not have to work around calculations and recalculating everything for myself, even though I know how to do that. Next project, you haven't seen it at all, because this one I started at the rehab center when I was feeling better. And it's Vertices Unite, that from Stephen West, or by Stephen West, that I have been eyeing and wanting to make for a very, very, very long time. And as I'm doing this, I recall I have the swatch here. So I am using Lena West, all the natural colors, and as I said just before, so this is the little swatch you can make with his own recipe. So I guess when you wear it, it's that way. And so I'm using all natural colors from Lena West. So the Rose des Sables, which is the one that I used on my vest, my drops vest, and this project has been on a hold because I used all that they had given me, and I'm waiting for an additional ball because they were all over the story. They said they were coming in my area and they would bring me a ball, and finally they could not, so I just ordered one from them. With the two other colors that you have already seen a lot on my channel, and I still have some left over. The fleur de sel, which is the brownish beigey one. It looks brown compared to the écru one, the whitish one. Looks brown, but when I have a sweater, when you look at it on its own, it looks a bit gray too. So anyway, the three natural colors, undyed colors from them. And I'm following the swatch that I've made, striping colors so that not only two of them are next to each other on the sample. So this is what I've decided to be doing. I'm about halfway into this neutral part, so that's the third, if you look at it that way, that's the first section, the second section, and that's the third section, and I'm about halfway. And I'm waiting for some more yarn that should arrive tomorrow, I think. I've ordered one ball. And on the sample, I used the Rose des Sables to do the edging. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough. We'll see what is left. I think I will have enough to do the I-cord around the shawl with the Rose des Sables, and if not, I'll do with either the white one or the beigey white one or the brownish one. So that you can see, I may have to stand up. I'm not sure. So this was the first section. So you start with 3 stitches. As always, most of the time with Seven West shawl, you start with 3 stitches and you end up with 1,000 stitches. So the first section here with the natural and the beigey one, and I chose to make the large size. So I may have to do that better because you're not seeing anything. So okay, the first section here with the beige and the brown one, and I chose the large size, and please remember this is a sports weight, so it's not going to be large, it's going to be huge, but this is what I wanted. The second section with the darker one and the Rose des Sables, the rosy beigey one. So here is the second section. And then I started, so it's a modular knitting. I started the third section here with the Rose des Sables, and this is where I'm at. If I don't want to lose my stitches, okay, I have stitch stoppers. I have cable stoppers. The third section here with Rose des Sables, and I'm waiting for another ball because I've knit everything that I had. So it's gonna be huge because I could stop here and I would have a shawl that is as big as my dotted rays. But I'm gonna be continuing and doing the whole thing. I want a big shawl, and I want a big shawl that I can put on top of a coat. This one is not going to be going inside of a coat like, for example, the dotted rays or smaller shawls, or light fingering weight versions of the Vertices Unite that you can see about everywhere, or just fingering weight. This one is going to be on top of the coats or in the house when during the winter time, if I want to be cozy and warm all over me as a little blanket. And I chose the Rose des Sables to go in this area because people say this is the one you see the most once you have it around you, and you should place next to your skin this color that you're going to be seeing the most. So I think this is what I wanted to do. You can contest my choices anywhere, and I think this white part is going to be hidden in my neck or in the back, so that's going to be fine. Some friends have told me that at this part, when they were doing the contiguous part here, where I'm knitting right now. This part was non-intuitive to them and very difficult. This is not my experience. I watched the videos and I think they did too. And it was not difficult for me to pick up the stitches on either side, increasing and doing whatever he wants you to do. And the modular knitting is quite interesting. One thing you have to be very careful about is the stitch count, so that you do have the correct stitch count before you start anything. So I think in the first or in the second section at some point I was off, so I did cheat a bit because so the second section is with short rows, and Stephen West himself tells you that you can hide a missing stitch somewhere by adding a stitch somewhere, or you can hide an additional stitch by knitting two together at some point. So I had to fiddle around to be on the right stitch count here and the right row counts, because when you pick up stitches you have that many rows. I think it was here I was missing stitches, so I did add stitches in the middle. You can see them and I don't see them, so I'm going to be fine. So it's a very fun knit to me. I'm enjoying it very much and it was very easy. So this was also the first section I did in the first section here I did in another sleepless night. I had 2 sleepless nights when in the rehab center, and one I did the sock, and so the first one I did the first section of the Vertices Unite. And this is why I started it, because I was thinking, I had taken the yarn with me, I had it in my bag, and I was thinking stockinette and stripes, it's gonna be very easy. This is what I need, a mindless knit. I know picking up stitches and doing the modular thing is not completely mindless, but at least it was very easy to me. And I need something that I can knit and knit and knit and knit and do not think much about what I'm doing. Just be careful about the increases and stuff like that, and make sure I'm on the right stitch count and on the right row count. That's it. So I think I'm going to be knitting on it once I get the ball tomorrow, but I said to myself I need to finish Gallant before. So next and last, my Reduplicate sweater by Marie Régnier that I am knitting with the possum yarn that once again Rosemary sent me from Australia, and I'm keeping it in the little koala bag that she gave to me. I have already given all of the details at some point. And Reduplicate, I decided to make it with this yarn when she sent me that very beautiful purple. I love this color. And the yarn is so soft and a little heathered. You see little changes in colors. It's just perfect. What I have to say is that for now it's on hold. I haven't been knitting it. I cast it on when I was in the hospital, and I started again more than 4 times because the pattern is not difficult. My mind is not at the right place for now to be able to do such a complicated pattern, which is not a complicated pattern. It's a complicated pattern for me for now. So where I'm at, I've been doing the 2 fronts with this very beautiful stitch. I love it, and you see if I put it on the white background, you can see there is some lace, there is some cable, there are places without anything. So you increase to make the first front, you do the mirror image of the other one with the other one, and then you pick up stitches and you cast on for the back. So this is where I am. I've casted it down for the first, so that I think it's the left shoulder, I guess it's the left shoulder here. Why did I stop? Because when you are knitting flat, because this is knit flat before both shoulders are finished and then you knit in a round. When you knit flat to me, there is no need to make short rows in a pattern. So this is why I stopped, because I could not wrap my head around how am I going to not make short rows in pattern and still have a back that is a bit higher than the front, and also where I land on the same motif repeat so that I can join together. Maybe I will have to add maybe a couple rows here for the front, because you see, if I put it that way, it's fine. Once again, I think I'm making the third side. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay as far as size is, but I need to read the pattern again, understand what she wants me to be doing. And I have to say, maybe I could understand now, but for now, when I was in the hospital, I could not understand what she wanted me to do with the short rows, and why to make short rows in pattern when you are knitting flat. When I first, of course, I'm going to sound like this old woman that is saying, it was better before. It's not. No, it's not. It was not better before. But when I started to knit, I was knitting flat, and I would always raise the back, but by making more rows, naturally. And of course, if you have a pattern, you have to think about where and usually I was knitting bottom up, so I would start the front and the back at the same motif, and then I would work my way on the front, on the back, and maybe add a repeat or something for the back. But thing is, I don't understand what she wants me to be doing, and I have to see what will happen if I do not follow her pattern for the sleeve. What will happen for the sleeve? So this, I could not understand where I had to go. So I stopped before I made more mistakes, and I will leave it as is as long as I do not know how I'm going to be doing both backs, join at the correct place with the fronts, and what she wants me, because I think there are short rows on the sleeves too, what she wants me doing on the sleeves, and if I just knit more rows on the back, will it be okay for the sleeves? Because of course, if you do short rows, you will have less edge stitches than if you knit a higher back. So I have to see all of that, and I cannot wrap my head around the pattern for now. So this one is going to be waiting for a better day or better days, but the yarn is so soft, and I think I'm going to really, really love it, and I really want to thank Rosemary for giving me the opportunity to try that beautiful yarn. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop here for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not sure I'm going to make an episode a week in the next upcoming weeks, because if I don't have anything to say, there is no point for me to be filming. Maybe if I can finish the Gallant sweater, I may come and talk about it next week, but if I don't think there is any use for me to come every week just to tell you the same things that I've been telling you today. Anyway, has knitting been my comfort place when I was at the rehab center? For some time, yes. At some points, yes. But it's also been a way to go through a sleepless night and a painful night. And as I was knitting through these nights, I was thinking I need to put positive thinking into my knitting, and I have to say, I could not manage to do that very much. Of course, now that I've been working on these projects after, and some of them have been half finished after the fact, I can put better thinking into these particular knits, so that when I wear them again in the future, I have more positive thoughts related to them. Anyway, I hope you do manage to be able to place happiness and joy and happiness into your knitting, because sometimes it's very difficult, whether it's because Your life is busy, your life is complicated, you are in pain, or the outside elements are raging around you. Sometimes it's very difficult, but knitting can always be our comfort, even if we can't knit every day and we can't eat for a long period of time. And I'm back into my thinking, 1 row per day. Maybe it will be enough for getting myself back on track. 1 row per day. If this is all that you can be doing, perfect. So I'm going to be sending you my happy little stitches all along for the next week, and we'll see where I will be at. I also would like, I should have said that at the beginning, and I may cut everything and add it at the beginning. I would like to thank everyone for all the nice words, all the good wishes, all the good recommendations you've been giving me in my previous videos. They are invaluable. They are really precious to me. And I thank you a lot, because that means we can have conversations and help each other. And not only me showing you and helping you and something, but also you helping me. One piece of advice that was really good, and I think one of you, we had a talk, I think it was in Instagram DMs, but I'm not sure, to use arnica gel or arnica cream to massage my wound, which is very painful, and my physical therapist, when she massages the wound, I can tell you, it's a bit difficult. But using that cream that I already had at home and I did not think about is very helpful on my muscles and on the scar. And I'm seeing my surgeon next week, so I ideally hope he will have answers for me. In the meantime, I thank you very much for being here with me, and I hope I will see you next time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top. So this is going to be a regular. So what is happening here? There is something here. I have to see what's here. I'm not sure what happened here. Away, which is a big blue, and I'm pairing it, and you also gave it to me, so I have to retrieve the little ball. Where are you? The fleur de sel, which is the that one once again Rosemary, my mind is not where as good as it used to be. So